And we have the pleasure of welcoming Julien Favreau, the artistic director. How are you, Julien?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. Thank you very much. Very happy to be here.
Thank you for being here. So tell us something. Of course, tonight you're going to give a performance here in Verbier, and it's all around Béjart. And we are very curious here to know, how was Béjart? What can you tell us about him?
Béjart was, of course, a genius. He was always in the research of creating new materials, also making choreography with new intention, coming sometimes from the music, from his trips, from different culture, also from the dancers themselves, you know. So always trying to make a good choreography, but to put also the dancers in the best conditions. I mean, like this, they can shine. Mm-hmm. And in the studio, Béjart was sometimes really very hard worker, rude, because the work was for him. When the work was not done, we had to still working on, and no counting hours. You know, sometimes I remember after performance, he was like, "Okay, take 5 minutes and come back on stage," and we had to rehearse again because the show was not as good as he wanted. So yeah, in the studio, sometimes very pushy, very exigent about the technique, but also about the interpretation. That was very important for him, because I think all this theater part of the show, of the choreography, was very important. But after that, Béjart was someone so kind, so human. He was like, okay, now the work is done, let's go to the restaurant and let's have a drink, let's talk about literature, let's talk about music, let's talk about the world, politics, everything. So he really wanted to also that the dancers, we had to improve, to grow with different things. Like this, when we come back in the studio, we had also something more to add in the choreography, because the choreography was not made only by him, but it was also like a conversation between the dancer and him.
Fantastic. And so when did you actually become a dancer yourself? When did you want to become a dancer, and how did it start?
I started dancing when I was 7, 8, because I don't know exactly why, but it was in me. I don't know. I asked my parents that I want to dance. We knew someone who was a ballet teacher in a very small school, and she said, "Okay, you want to dance, so you have to start with ballet." I said, "I don't know what is ballet, but let's try." And immediately, I remember after my first stage performance, I told my parents, "You see what I did tonight? I want to do that every night, all my life, during my whole life." So then, when I got 12, 14, I really decided that I want to become professional ballet dancer. And then 16, I came in Lausanne. I joined the Béjart Ballet School, Roudra. It was for 2 years, but actually after 1 year, Béjart took me out of the school and he took me in the company. So at 17, I became professional ballet dancer. Wow. And I start in the very last line of the corps de ballet. And year after year, I came a bit in the front line, and then I became a main principal dancer. And now I have also a new position, because I'm the artistic director of the company since more than a year now.
Yeah, so this is a wonderful way because you really know all the stages, basically, to be able to...
I don't know everything. Yes. That's why, as I usually say, I'm not the only one who can do that job, but I have a team with me. We are four dancers who have been working with Béjart. So, like this, we all have our own knowledge about the Béjart repertoire, and now our mission is to transmit that knowledge to the new generation.
Because you obviously you're heading a company now. You don't want the company to be a museum, just endlessly recycling, as it were, the great works of Béjart. You need to look forward. You need to develop the company, but at the same time, you can't neglect what made the Béjart company Béjart, because he's been gone since 2007. So how do you see the challenges of looking sort of forward and backward at the same time?
There is different few challenges. First challenge is to satisfy the audience, public, because of course, people want to see Bolero, Ballet for Life, Rite of Springs, Firebird, but Béjart has a repertoire of almost 300 choreography. So many choreography, the audience, they don't know them. So my vision is to put those choreography a bit in the on stage like this. I really want to show the full ensemble of what Béjart did, not only the masterpiece, not only the very popular materials, but also the more specific, maybe sometimes very. Béjart did sometimes works on Beethoven and Mozart, but he did also on Boulez and Bartók, and of course it's maybe more difficult music, but I think the work he did, it's still so interesting because always the link between steps and music is so strong that we just did now in Lausanne a ballet on the Boulez, Mallarmé 3, and when you see that piece, you really understand that Béjart was had a very specific intention with the relation with the music. So that's one challenge, to bring back those pieces alive on stage, but also to satisfy and to feed the dancers, because now the dancers of the company, it's a new generation. Of course, they all have a ballet classical formation, but they have also many more influence. Some of them, they did already modern dance, contemporary, or few of them maybe break dance or more urban street dance or things like this. So all this influence, it's so rich and powerful, because now I'm going to invite also guest choreographer. I'm not choreographer myself, I'm just artistic director. So now I'm gonna invite guest choreographer to feed them and to use their new this language, and the goal is to make shiny the company, but also the dancers like this. There is a real meeting, and it fits very well. Yeah.
I mean, some of Béjart's most startling and stunning creations juxtaposed. There was Mozart alongside Queen, or Elton John alongside Alban Berg. I mean, when he came into the first rehearsal, he said, "This is what we're going to do." Were you kind of a bit shocked, thinking, "Can you really put Mozart and Queen together?"
Actually, we were shocked when, for the first time, he entered the studio and. He asked the technicians to put the music, and we start listening Bohemian Rhapsody or things like this. We were like, wow. Usually we are dancing on traditional music like Indian, African, or tango, Mozart, Beethoven, Stravinsky, and suddenly we were listening Queen, and we were like, but Maurice did. I think himself, he didn't really know where he wanted to go, because he did few tries. Then we did those tries on stage, and actually audience immediately catch it. He immediately saw the impact of a choreography from him on the Queen music. So then I think in his mind he was like ta 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 ta, and then he decided to add Mozart with Queen and the costumes from his friend Versace. Yeah. And at the end, Ballet for Life is, of course, one of his masterpieces.
And you danced the role of Freddie.
Yeah, not at the creation, but after two years later, I took the role of Freddie Mercury.
Because I went to the first French performance in '96, so that probably would have been before you joined, would it?
I was already there, yeah.
Oh, right, because I remember at the end of the performance, there were the 3 remaining members of Queen who appeared, and then Elton John came and sang The Show Must Go On. It was just one of those absolutely incredible moments.
It was incredible for us, for the audience, even for Maurice. I think he had this incredible idea for the premiere in Paris to invite Brian May, Roger Taylor, and Elton John. But it was for him such a strong message for the people who are fighting against the sickness, AIDS, and so and so. So for him, that was very important, and to show that the young people, the new generation, they are aware of that, but they also want to fight. And it was incredible.
And is it still a powerful ballet when you revive it? Sort of now, do people kind of get it?
All around the world.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go with this choreography, audience is crazy. We have a big success. we could perform Ballet for Life all year long, but that's what I don't want. I don't want to become musical, you know. So I really try to also save sometimes Ballet for Life. Just sometimes next year we will do it in Zurich, for example, and also in Vienna. But I don't want that Béjart Ballet Lausanne becomes Ballet for Life all year long. You know, we have such a rich and huge repertoire that I really want to put this on stage. I mean, yeah, to restage everything. Yeah.
And do you have actually a favorite piece in the vast Béjart repertoire? Or, I mean, it's surely a difficult question to answer, but right now, let's say, in this moment.
You know what I say usually? Because people asking me, what is your favorite role in your career? I think my favorite role, because I've danced Bolero, I've danced Rites of Spring, I've danced Romeo and Juliet, and but I think my favorite role is just to have been a Béjart dancer.
That's wonderful. Mm-hmm. And can you tell us a little bit what you're going to perform tonight in Verbier?
So tonight, for Verbier Festival, the show starts with a beautiful ballet named Serait-ce la mort, on the 4 last songs from Richard Strauss. And music is fantastic, choreography is beautiful. It's one man with 4 girls, very classical, one of the most classical choreography from Béjart repertoire. A ballet that I dance myself. So it was very nice for me now to transmit this choreography to a new generation, because it was something that it was really, I had under my skin, you know. I've danced this ballet many times. And actually I have the right interpret to dance this choreography. So that's also a very important point for me, that I cannot decide to bring back one choreography if I don't have the right interpret, the best dancer to dance those pieces. So Serait-ce la mort, Strauss music, then Firebird, of course, one of the masterpiece, Stravinsky music, and very powerful. The choreography is great. I think here in Verbier, it will be also nice to present this kind of ballet with very classical music for the audience that they are used to. I mean, they are used to hear classical music and good music. And so that's the first part. And then second part, it's a montage. I really watch what Béjart did. You know, if you watch Eros Thanatos, L'amour, la danse, or L'art du pas de deux, Béjart was really really very talented when he had to make a kind of montage of different extracts of different ballet. So in the second part, it's a choreography, a ballet that I named Béjart et nous, Béjart and us. And it's maybe a little extract from Brel and Barbara, Wien Wien nur der Line, something on African music, something on Brazilian music, just to have a larger view on what is the Béjart repertoire. Like this, I hope people will be very interested to watch more.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being here with us and
Thank
for
you.
having been here for this conversation.
Thank you.